Okay, this lesson is going to be on how to bend in tune consistently. When we bend in tune, most of the time when we bend, we are bending a whole step. So a whole step is going to be the distance from, say, the 12th fret to the 14th fret. So if we do this down here, it'd be the difference from the 7th fret to the 9th fret. So basically you're jumping over a fret. So the way we're going to learn how to bend in tune is by using what's called a unison bend. A unison bend is where you have a reference note and you take the note that's a whole step below it and bend that note into that reference note. We're going to start out here with this B note on the 12th fret on the B string being our reference note. The reason we're going to start there is because that's the easiest spot on the guitar to bend. As we move down the neck, then it's going to become progressively more difficult and it requires more hand strength. But to start out, we're going to start out right here. Now, this note is an A. If we bend it up a whole step, it's a B. And so that's why we're using this B note as a reference. Now, unison bends are something that you hear in lots and lots of classic rock. When you hear that kind of sound. But for us, it's a really useful tool so that we can learn how to hear that whole step. And that's a big part of what is behind my reasoning for using that as a way to learn how to bend. Since most of our bends are whole step bends, then it kind of trains our ear to hear that whole step and go, okay, stop. You're right there, just stop. So, first finger on this B note, on the 12th fret of the B string, and then we're going to use these two fingers. Always use more than one finger to bend if you can. I don't typically use my pinky for bending because it's your weakest finger. And then it also leaves it open to playing other notes if you need to. So, our first finger here, this finger here on that A note, and that's what you're going to do. You're going to match those notes. Now, if you're not used to tuning by ear, then you're probably not used to hearing the pulsating or listening for the pulsating when notes are becoming closer to being in tune. What happens is if you have two notes that are slightly off, you start to feel this pulsating sound, and it's the frequencies not being in sync. Now, once they do become closer, the pulsating slows down. And as you get further away from those two notes, it becomes faster. I'll do that again so you can hear. It's going to be kind of quick, so you're not going to really even hear it, and then you're going to start to hear it. You can hear it right there. And it goes away as you become in tune. So that's what you're going to be listening for. One thing I don't want you to do with this exercise, and this is commonly what I see students try to do, is they'll hit one note and then the other one, and then try and look for it. And they'll go. Because that's not going to help you. What you want to do is get to where you hit both notes together, and you pull that one note up to the reference note. You want to get to where you can do that consistently. The faster you can do that, the more consistently you're going to bend, because that means that you're training your ear and it's becoming accustomed to hearing that whole step movement. Okay, so once you kind of start getting it here on the 12th fret, you're going to move down a fret. Once you get it there, you're going to move down again, all the way down to the 1st fret. This is where it's going to be the most difficult because it's the closest to the nut. And you're going to have to work for that one. So starting up here, you're just going to... and then work your way back up. That's going to build a fair amount of hand strength you're going to notice that I talk about building hand strength in a lot of the lessons. It's mostly so that you can learn how to play with a little bit lighter touch so that you can go faster. And for some of the techniques, you do have to have a fairly strong fretting hand. But this exercise will help you with that. So go ahead and start doing that. Again, start here with your first finger at the 12th fret. Now, after you get accustomed to this and you can consistently go through it and you can, on a regular basis, hit that note that you're going for, this is not one of those exercises where you have to keep practicing it every day. This is not a use it or lose it skill. Some of the things that we do as guitar players fall into the use it or lose it or not a use it or lose it. This is one that once you've got it, you've basically got it. You might have to revisit it every once in a while if you notice, hey, my bends aren't sounding quite the way I want them to lately. You'll have to revisit it then. Do it for a couple of days, and you're back where you were. And you're going to find that holds pretty true for a lot of the stuff that, is just, little techniques. Once you learn how to do it, you might lose, some of your skill level, but it's not going to take you very long to kind of pull it back up to where you want it to be once you get it there. So go through this. This would fall under special techniques on the practice schedule if you've been starting to use that. And you'll notice it says 10 minutes. So don't go longer than 10 minutes. I would probably do 5 minutes on this and then 5 minutes on another technique, simply so that you don't get tunnel vision and you don't waste all your available practice time working on one thing. That's not going to help you very much, and you want to make sure that you're moving on to doing things that are more musical. And doing this, while it is a skill you need to develop, it's not very musical. So we didn't start doing this so that we could just play exercises. We did it so we can play music. So go ahead and start working through this exercise, get comfortable with it, and then move on to something else. As usual, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for more lessons you'd like to see, feel free to send me an email, and I will respond to you as quickly as I can. Thanks, and have a great day.